welcome to episode 24 of Beat the First Man with me, Reedy. Another week of your usual football frolics, fun, madness and banter. First of all, let me say thank you to all the new subscribers that came on board last week. It was much appreciated, those who watched the show and enjoyed the show. Thanks to those that not only got on board the BTFM bus but also stayed on board the BTFM bus. 667 subscribers as it stands, so well chuffed with that, and yeah, thank you so much guys, honestly it's brilliant, and the comments last week were just great. So stay involved, keep involved, let's make this as interactive as we can. The more I can get you guys involved, the better. That's what makes it fun. And you know, one of the little things we're possibly going to do over the next few weeks is a bit of an Instagram thing where we'll do a bit of a Q&A on Instagram for a bit of a laugh. And I'm sure we could probably even talk Ted into coming along if you wanted. In fact, we could have a Q&A with Ted. There's a thing, eh? So let's get things moving. So we'll start as always with Stoke Gabriel. So as you know, or maybe don't know, I said I'd wear the shirt until they won a game. Well, there's been no news, nothing's really happened. Obviously their season's still closed down like all the lower league football. It's looking more and more like it might end up being null and void, which is sad in terms of the guys being able to play football again. But there's an up. We all get to have a We Are Staying Up party. So we can have a avoided relegation party on the pod when it's officially confirmed. So look forward to that one. Oh, hang on. He's here early again. Alright Ted, you're early again. It's Mr. Ted to you. Mr. Ted. Well, first things first, Ted, you're off the crutches, so I'm pleased to see that. Yeah, all fixed. And what's this Mr. Ted nonsense? Not being funny, we've been doing this together since episode 4 and all of a sudden it's Mr. Ted. Did you read all the comments last week? Ted is class, Ted is the star, I'm only here for Ted, 2 minutes in and Ted's owning it. Yes, I did see the comments. It was one good week of comments, Ted. I'm not being funny. 1 week does not make a summer, as they say. Hang on. Do you know how many people watched my 2 movies? Yes, I'm well aware of how many people watched your 2 movies. You have mentioned it once or twice before. Anyway, as modest as ever. So you're only here for one thing. Tell us, who's the nominations for Little Knob of the Week this week? Well, we did have some pundits saying stupid things again. Oh no, Ted, please don't, please don't, please don't. But she said she watched Declan Rice play in a match that he didn't play in. I know she did, Ted, but we're not going there. We're leaving it alone. So another nomination for Little Knob of the Week, please. This one's your winner, and I think you'll like this one. Oh, okay. So who's the Little Knob of the Week, Ted? Where's your trophy? You get it. I've got no arms. Oh, for God's sake. To do everything in this show. Right, so those who don't know, there it is, the Little Knob of the Week trophy, extreme close up for you. So nominations then, Ted. Well, so it's not a nomination, he's the winner. It's the Chelsea PA announcer. The Chelsea PA announcer? Ted, there's not even fans in the ground. How the hell has the Chelsea PA announcer won Little Knob of the Week? Well, they sacked our mate Frank. They did. And they brought in Thomas Tuchel. They did, Ted, I'm aware. And well, so prior to the Wolves match on Wednesday, the PA announcer decided to play a tune. And he played Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. Oh, Ted, that's a bit crass, isn't it? What sort of football club would do that? I know, how disrespectful. And, you know, making out that it's a laughing matter that sacking managers goes on. It was a bit funny though, Ted, let's be honest. Oh, Frankie. Morning, Frank. Yeah, well, Ted, you've spoken, my friend. So, Chelsea PA announcer, you are this week's Little Knob of the Week. No one else gets it this week. It's all yours. So, Ted, it's been great. We'll see you next week, I'm sure. Not so fast, Reedy boy. I'm coming back later on in the show. What do you mean you're coming back later on in the show? You do Little Knob of the Week, then you go. We don't see you for a week. Not anymore. It's what the people want. See you later. Right, okay. Well, it seems that Ted's coming back next week. Apparently it's what you guys want. Well, let's wait and see. So anyway, on to the award that they all want to win. And because I had to bend down there because I dropped the hat. So 4D, doff. So 4D is the award for someone who's achieved something excellent in football this week, or has done something excellent in football this week. So first off, I mentioned for Chris Wilder, he almost became the first man to do the double, win the Little Knob of the Week and 4D. After winning at Manchester United in midweek, Man United on a 13-match unbeaten run, and he went there and got a victory. But he's not got it, I'm afraid. It's this week's 4D is going to Nuno Espirito Santo, the manager of Wolves. No, not for getting a 0-0 draw at Chelsea. Give me some credit. A bit of fluff on my hat, it's driving me mad. No, not for that. So what has he done then to get 4D? Well, what he's done, quite honestly, is an amazing thing. So the Wolves Foundation are doing a scheme in the city through COVID called Feed Our Pack, where basically they're helping people who are struggling with poverty through the COVID crisis, helping food banks, and their aim was to raise £500,000 towards that project. Nuno Espirito Santo got wind of the project. Not only did he help, he donated £250,000 out of his own back pocket. Now I can hear all you naysayers out there going, well, he can afford it, how much money has he got anyway? It's irrelevant. £250,000 he donated out of his own back pocket to help the project. And I quote, and this is why I did it, and this is what I liked about it. So he said the city has given him a lot, and it's given him some memories that will last with him for a lifetime, and he wanted to give the city something back. So Nuno Espirito Santo, what a top man, and quite frankly this week you are 4D, my friend. Well done, Nuno. So last week we kicked off our new feature, How Old? In conjunction with 80s footballers aging badly on Twitter. Come on, let's be honest. How many of you got Ian Yore as only 27? I mean, Jesus, that boy had not only a hard paper round, I think he might have delivered the bread as well in the afternoon, because 27, good God. Anyway, this week we decided that we're going European. So if you didn't see last week's, how it works is I'll post a picture up on the screen of a footballer. All you have to do is guess how old they were when that photo was taken. So we're going European this week, and it's German and Real Madrid player Uli Stilicher, who was a no-nonsense fullback back in the day. So it's quite simple. When this photo was taken, how old was Uli Stilicher? Simple. The greatest game, honestly. This mind is just full of nonsense. Anyway, so we'll come back to that later on in the show, and we'll reveal how old Uli Stilicher was. And so get your guesses in. Don't put them in the comments or anything like that. Just guess in your head, and then I'll reveal later how old he is. So earlier this week, I recorded another section of Zooming In. It was a great one. It was one that's been in the pipeline for a couple of weeks now. So those of you who joined the show in the last week or so, thanks to the shout out on Jaackmate, well, we've only got Jack's dad on Zooming In. It's been in the pipeline prior to the shout out, so to get the shout out, it was just beautiful, beautiful timing. So I recorded it with Steve earlier in the week. We had a right laugh doing it. He's a proper top man, and it was good fun. So all I can say is let's roll Zooming In and enjoy the chat with Steve, and I'll see you after Zooming In. So welcome to another section of Zooming In. I'm very pleased to say it's a man I've wanted on since we first started doing this. Young Steve Dean, better known to people as Jack's dad on Twitter. How are you, Steve?
Yeah, I'm good, Mark. How are you?
Yes, not too bad, thank you, mate. Delighted to have you on. For those who don't know who Jack is, and there will be some people of my age and your age, Steve, who might not know who Jack is. So let's. Do you want to just give them a little breakdown of what Jack does and how you've become to be so popular on Twitter? 4,500 followers on Twitter, Steve.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, ain't it? Yeah, it's just he's a YouTuber, obviously quite popular. And he's actually got a job working for West Ham at the minute, and yeah, he does his podcast, the Happy Hour podcast. He does his own Jaackmate YouTube channel. He's done various things over the years. You know, he just like goes from strength to strength, and he just never ends, you know, making me proud. It's like constantly like another level. He just keeps pushing it further and further. I'm so proud of him.
Oh, no, it's brilliant. And I have to say, so for those, I mean, most people will know, last week, obviously, you very kindly asked him to give our little channel a shout out as his small YouTuber to follow. And my phone has never gone as crackers as it did last Friday. So
That's
I was
good.
in a family quiz night and I had YouTube
Yeah.
notifications, ding, 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 ding. I was like, what's going on? I had no idea what was going on. And because
No.
Ian was in the same quiz, so he didn't let me know what was going on. So none of us knew. And I came off and I was like, I've got 650 subscribers. What's happened? And so, Steve, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for putting ours forward. It meant an awful lot. And, you know, the viewing figures have just gone crazy this week. It's been brilliant.
Oh, there's nothing, mate. But yeah, you're welcome. And thanks for having me on today.
No worries, mate. So we're gonna start with a bit of 7-Up. So 7 basic questions to get to know you a bit more about your footballing side of things. So I can see the badge on your shirt, but for those who can't see it, who's your team, Steve?
West Ham United.
West Ham. And so what's been your biggest high following West Ham?
Well, it was the reason why I supported them when we beat Arsenal in the FA Cup final, 1980. And before that, my family were QPR fans. And I was a bit bored with QPR, you know. West Ham were a lot better, like in the 70s, you know. So yeah. I had a lot of friends who were West Ham fans, and they convinced me, like, you should come over, you know, come support West Ham. So I said if they beat Arsenal in the FA Cup final, they were the underdogs, you know. And they did it. So I was like, that's it, I'm West Ham. And so, yeah, since I was 10 years old.
Trevor Brookins diving header.
Yeah. Early as well, you know what I mean? Early ones. So sort of settled our nerves, except like, you know, we had to defend for about 75 minutes after that. But, you know, we've done the job. And that's that's the biggest high.
Has there been because you were in what is now the Championship then when you won the Cup that year, aren't you? So has there been has there been a Championship side that's won it since? I can't think of one. No, I can't. I know Millwall got to the final, didn't they, and lost, but I can't think of any others that have won it since then. So,
and I'm pretty sure that Arsenal had won it like 2 years in a row previous.
Yeah.
So they was going for their third. You know, it meant a lot. So you know, it was like their cup, and we took it from them. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah. So on the flip side, then, mate, and everyone I ask, this is always easier to come up with. What's your lowest low following West Ham?
Obviously, getting relegated. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think probably the time we got relegated when we had like 41 points.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's unheard of. It's really unheard of. But what a season it was for you know, to stay up. You had to have 42 points or more, you know? Yeah. It was crazy. But yeah, it was guttering, but you know, we bounced back. It didn't take long, you know, you know, because obviously with Leeds, you know what can happen. You can, you know, really have to wait a long time.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. But you're back there now, so I think you'll stay there for a while, won't you?
I'd like to think so. You can never say never. I'd still be happier when we get to 40 points this season, if I'm being honest, although I don't think you'll need 40 this year. I think 36 will probably do it this year, to be honest.
Well, I won't feel safe for West Ham until we're past 40 points.
Hey, you've got the Champions League out music at the moment.
Oh, don't. You know, it's like blowing bubbles, ain't it? You know what I mean? Fortune's always hiding. You never know. Just like my dreams, they fade and die.
You never know. See what happens. So when you was a kid in the playground, what player did you pretend to be? We all pretended to be a player in the playground. So which one did you pretend to be?
Brooking.
Yeah.
Trevor Brooking, yeah. Diving headers all day long. Do you know what I mean? Missing the ball completely all the time. Every time. Yeah.
Diving headers in the concrete playground.
Yeah. But, you know, I played over on the left wing. I didn't really style myself on anyone at the time. It was just, you know, that was my position and that was me. So.
No worries. So on the flip side, so this is not necessarily, you know, a player you didn't like or anything. Who would have been the worst player you think you've seen in a West Ham shirt?
Zaza.
Oh,
Do you remember
Zaza?
Zaza?
Yeah, God. Because he took the penalty,
Our
didn't he?
first season at the Olympic Stadium.
Yes.
We signed an Italian, I think he was, Zaza.
Yeah.
Look him up. He was awful. He was dreadful. I think we had to pay someone to take him. Yeah.
See,
I think he was on loan. I think he was on loan, and we just offed him.
I was expecting you to go for Marco Boogers. He played about 4 games, didn't he, and ended up in some caravan or something, or a mobile motorhome or something.
Yeah, he messed us about a bit, but I think in those 4 games that he played, he'd done a lot more than Zaza. You know what I mean? When you've got one striker up front and he's playing like a fucking playing like a goalkeeper, basically. Do you know what I mean? He's not putting the ball in the net.
Okay, so we've all got one. So a guilty pleasure of another team that you quite like and you don't mind doing well.
It's hard because I wouldn't call it a guilty pleasure. There's no like, I secretly support Liverpool or Man City or anything like that, because they do well. I don't support any of the bigger teams. If anything, I sort of follow Norwich because I lived there for quite a long time, Right, okay. And Jack still lives there. I think that's probably his second team as well. So, yeah, Norwich. I sort of follow them and hope they do well. Also QPR because the family, that's their team. So, yeah.
No. And one player you wish your club had always signed. It doesn't have to be the Messis or the Ronaldos, but one player that you just thought, God, why didn't we? So I wish we'd signed him. Or
I really don't know who, because we're one of those clubs that pretend that we're going in for players, but we put in ridiculously low prices. We offer them like half what the player's worth. And you just know that we don't really want to sign them. We wouldn't offer 100 mil for a player because we can't afford it. Yeah. So there's no big player that I've ever thought, we've got a chance of signing them. No. It's just, you just hope that maybe you might get some unknown, like, a bit like Souček, who we've signed for, next to nothing. And he's turned out, he's probably our best player this season.
He's been absolute class, hasn't he?
Yeah. If we could get a striker like him, that'd be us complete.
Yeah. I always was desperate for Leeds to sign Paul Merson. No particular reason. I just really wanted us to sign Paul. I just loved the way he played. I just wanted us to sign Merson. Now he's a pundit. I wouldn't let him in the ground.
No, he was good. Yeah.
So we'll go either or. So pretty simple. I'll give you 2 choices. You can pick one of the 2. So I think this is the hardest one for West Ham fans. So you can go back to Upton Park and you can have Upton Park back, that you're going to play in the Championship for the next 25 years, or you stay at the Olympic Stadium and it's 25 years in the Premier League.
Obviously, I'm going to stay in the Premier League.
Oh, see, I thought you might have gone Upton Park.
Well, as much as I loved Upton Park, going to games there, especially evening games, the atmosphere, it was something else, and it was quite an oppressive place for your opposition to come to. Yeah. So, it was good, but when you look back at seasons, we wasn't great. You know what I mean? We wasn't any better than we are at the Olympic Stadium, really. So, nostalgia, it's great. I love Upton Park. I'll never forget it, the moments I had there, Yeah. But in all honesty, like, even though it's a great big soulless goldfish bowl, it's a lot easier for me to get to the games.
All right, okay.
It's so much easier to get close and park close by, and get away from the game quick and get home rather than having to get trains and tubes and everything else. You know what I mean? It's so much easier. So, yeah, I'd definitely take 25, probably my last 25 years on this planet, going to the Goldfish Bowl.
Upton Park it could be fearsome I remember going in 1990
It was the year we got promoted back to the top flight, and you boys were expected to be up near the top with us. And Vinnie Jones scored. We won 1-0. And I have to say, it was probably the most hostile away ground I'd probably been to up until that time. It's got worse since, but that was definitely the worst one that I've been to at the time. And I'll never forget Vinnie Jones wait to take a throw in on the side of the pit. If you was in the away end, it was on sort of that right hand side. And he took a throw in, and you just saw the shower of coins coming from everywhere. And he was just like, you know what Vinny's like.
Are you sure?
But it was a pretty fearsome place. But right, next one then. So you can have West Ham qualifying for the Champions League, but Tottenham go on the charge and they win the Premier League, or you miss out on the last day for the Champions League, but Tottenham concede a last-minute goal that costs them the title.
Just repeat the first one again.
So West Ham qualify for the Champions League, but Tottenham...
Oh, but Tottenham win the title?
Yeah.
Second one all day long. All day long.
That's what I love about football fans. They'd always give up that little thing for their own team to see their other team suffer.
Yeah. It's like this season, even though it wasn't a victory, the 3-3 at Tottenham, that was like the greatest moment I think I've ever had in football. Do you know what I mean? That was like the final whistle there. I was just like celebrating like I never celebrate anything, you know?
What a goal to make it 3-3 as well.
Yeah. My missus is a Tottenham fan and she's looking at me now. All right, babe.
Give me a clap afterwards for choosing that one.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in the doghouse already.
So, Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
Oh, I think that's 5-4 Ronaldo. Now I'll have to check. I've got it upstairs. So, VAR or no VAR?
No VAR.
Nobody wants it, do they? Nobody.
But no crap refs either, you know?
Well, yeah, no, there is that. That's a great shout. In fact, I might put that one in next time. No crap refs or crap refs. So West Ham's nicknames, I'm asking this more from a personal point of view. So are they the Irons or are they the Hammers?
Well, I think they're the Irons, but it seems like more of a modern thing, you know, like the Hammers. It's more like Gold and Sullivan, you know?
Right, okay.
You know, like the badge, they've made the badge just Hammers, no Castle anymore, you know? And I don't think a lot of fans really like that.
Right, okay.
And, you know, it's like they've just changed us, you know, as a club. They've really, like, not for the better.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't say. We're doing all right at the minute. I wouldn't say, you know, that, but it's just they changed. They've sold Upton Park and now we're like renting a stadium. So is that good?
I don't think you're alone in your opinions of them, judging by football phone-ins I listen to and West Ham fans on there. So it's, you know, I think they,
I mean, they're not necessarily my opinions, but I mean, all I'm saying is they've changed the club a hell of a lot, and it doesn't please a lot of the fans.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, no,
I'm not knocking them. I don't know. You know, they're businessmen. I'm not. So no. I don't know whether they do good business or not. I just go by how we end up at the end of the season and whether we had a good season or not.
And I think, to be fair, that's what most football fans do. We look at our owners and we think they're doing a good job or a bad job. But the reality is, if we finish third or fourth in the league, if you're in the top flight, the owners are doing a great job. If you finish in the bottom 3 or 4, then, you know, get them out and get someone else in. But, you know, it's like you say, it's what the business they're doing is probably very good business in the background.
Yeah.
So West Ham win the FA Cup this year or England win the Euros in the summer?
Oh, that's a hard one. Because we are going to win the FA Cup this year.
It's written in the stars, isn't it? Mark Noble.
Yeah, it's already written. So I'll have to go with England win the Euros because we've never done that, you know?
I'll tell you, even as a Scotsman, I'll let you have it.
Yeah, I know. It's horrible going against West Ham on any decision. But that one, like I said, we've already won the FA Cup. So,
all right, fair enough. So coming back to the show, should Ted face a suspension for bad behaviour, or is he too much of a star to face any punishment?
Who?
Ted on the show.
Oh, Ted? Nah. You know, never any punishment for Ted. He's a legend.
Do you know what? I had more comments about Ted after I got all the subscribers on Friday. More comments about Ted than anything else. Ted's a star. Ted's a this. Ted's a that. I might just change it and let it be Ted's show.
Yeah, he's like Stevie on the Happy Hour podcast, ain't he? He is. He's the co-host.
Yeah, he might have to come on a bit more.
Yeah.
Right, so time for you to earn your crust then, mate. Your five-a-side team. So
Right,
the only rules are, there's only two rules. You have to have seen them play live, and it's one goalie, one defender, two midfielders, one striker. So we'll start with your goalkeeper.
Adrian.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, surprise everyone, you know what I mean? Because
I thought you might
obviously...
have gone Phil Parks.
Nah. I mean, I never saw him live.
Right, okay, fair enough.
You mean actually at the game?
Yeah, at the games, yeah.
No, I was never there. So, right. You know, as much as I would pick him for winning the FA Cup, I can't. You know, I can't pick him because I never saw him.
Yeah.
You know, I probably saw Shaka Hislop, Adrian, Randolph. I don't even think I've seen Fabianski play.
Right. Okay.
I don't think I have, but I may have. But I'm picking Adrian because, he's brought me more memories so far.
I think he's been a little bit unlucky at Liverpool because they just play a very different style of football where they're expected to play out from the back, and I just think it puts a lot of pressure on him, especially when he knows he's only ever going to be a backup there. And I think he's a decent keeper. I think he'll do a great job for another Premier League side as a starting choice.
Well, I think is he gone to Spain or somewhere now?
Has he?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's moved on. I don't know if it's a loan deal or whatever, but he's definitely playing abroad somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, quality, like a one name player as well, ain't he? He's got like a 4-name, you know.
You've got to love a one name player.
I can't remember what his actual full name is. His first name is Adrian. Yeah. And he's a bit like the Brazilians, you know. It's like it's too long to put on the back of a shirt, so it's Adrian, you know.
It costs you a fortune.
It would, yeah.
So
but West Ham would love that.
So your defender then, mate?
Defender, it's got to be Julian Dix.
Yeah, I mean, for those that don't know Julian Dix, and there will be some of the younger audience that don't know him, it's probably best they just go on YouTube, Julian Dix tackles. I think it's fair to say.
Well, yeah.
But he was a good footballer. Well, he was a good footballer, wasn't he, as well, to be fair to him?
Yeah. He was a hard man, you know. He was a hard man, but, you know, I don't know how many times he got sent off in his career, but, you know, he was quality. You can't take it away from him. He actually scared strikers away, you know. They were too scared to go near him. So that's what you want in your defence.
He's a top golfer as well, isn't he? Is he a
he's really professional.
Golfer? Yeah,
apparently he's professional, and he's an assistant manager as well. I don't know if you know.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Where at?
I don't know where.
All right.
Nowhere at the minute.
God, I'll tell you what, you'd do what he told you, wouldn't you?
Yeah. No, he's Slavan Bilic's assistant, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Oh, because he's gone out to Turkey, hasn't he? Someone in Turkey. Or China, one of the two.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
The first of your midfielders then, mate?
Declan Rice.
Yeah, a modern day one.
Yeah, mate. He is like the heart and soul of our team at the minute. He's our captain. He's young. He's like probably the future of England as well. Captain.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. He can read football so well, like, you know, and the thing is, it's trying to convince other supporters of other teams how good he is, because they don't watch him game after game like West Ham fans do. So we can actually see how good he is, you know, how he reads the game, how he moves. If he loses the ball, he goes and wins it back. 9 times out of 10, he'll win that ball back, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd just be so gutted when we lose him, because we will lose him because we can't afford a player like him.
I fall under that category. I didn't really see what all the fuss was about, if I'm being honest. And I watched when you beat us at our place, and I had him down in my head. He was just a central defensive midfielder in the same way that Phillips is for us. But he's really not. He's much more of a number 8. He's box to box. He's much more than a central defensive midfielder. And in fact, I think when Southgate plays him and Phillips together as 2 CDMs, it's just a nonsense, because they're not that at all. And you know, Rice is, for me, Rice is more dangerous further up the pitch than he is in front of his own penalty box. He's got, you know, he's an all-round midfielder, definitely.
Yeah. When Jack went to the Olympic Stadium for his work, he went into the changing rooms, and he's the only player there's a mural of on the wall, Declan Rice. And really? That's plain and simple. Yeah, that's how much they think of him. You know, it's like, we love you, boy. Don't go. Stay with us. You know what I mean?
And if you do, don't go to that mob at Stamford Bridge, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't think he will now. Do you? Now Terry's gone. Now Lampard's gone.
You wouldn't have thought so, would you? Who knows? You can never tell, can you? But you would have thought there was more danger when Lampard was there. But so who are you having alongside him?
Dimitri Payet.
Oh, what a player he was in that season.
Yeah, awesome. And see him live, you know, because you see him do so much more live than what you do on the TV, you know. So that was something special to actually go to a game, see Dimitri Payet. It was like, you just walked away. Even when you lost, you're just thinking about what he done on the ball. It's like, that guy is like a wizard, you know. He's amazing. Yeah. Just so gutted how it ended, you know, the next season.
Yeah, I mean, he had that one amazing season, didn't he? And then he seemed to have a bit of a fallout and wanted to move on to France, didn't he? And back home. But yeah, he was, I mean, as a footballer, he was fantastic. You know, no 2 ways about it. His touch was just, and his vision, and his free kicks, ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Insane.
I mean, who in the Premier League now would you rate on the free kicks as high as Dimitri Payet?
There ain't many. I'd have to say probably the one that plays over the hills from us in red, the Portuguese fella. I don't like mentioning their name or his name, but he's not bad. Bruno Fernandes, I would say, is probably the only one to be close. He is.
As an all-round player as well. He
as
is
much as
like on the level.
He's class.
And Ward Prowse's free kicks as well.
Yeah,
Ward Prowse. Like he can, like if you watch, he can pick the spot. He can top bins it. Yeah.
We're good at hitting the seats behind the goal. We're fantastic at
that. Yeah, ain't we all?
So who are you having up front then, scoring all the goals in your 5-side team?
Well, it's the man, Mr. Paolo Di Canio.
Oh, yeah. Paolo. What a player.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like him.
Yeah.
Never. Ever since, you know. It's like the first West Ham game I ever went to he was playing for us. It was Boxing Day, and I think we played Wimbledon, and we won 5-0. And it was just like a training session. Do you know what I mean? It was like goals galore. Like I think it's like 3-0 at half time. So everyone's just on the beers, celebrating, having a really good day, you know. And he just made it special. Just everything he done, every time he touched the ball, it was just magical. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the frustrating thing with him is and I'm not just saying it because you've put him in your team, but genuinely, if he had the attitude that your Messis and your Ronaldos have got, he had the talent to be up there with them without a shadow of doubt. For actual talent, the boy, he was incredible, absolutely incredible. But he had a switch, didn't he, in there? And
exactly. Yeah, his temperament is what was his downfall.
Yeah,
he didn't last long at many clubs because of it, because he just wouldn't get on with the managers. And you know, if you look at his record, you know, the teams he played for, I think he's played for like half the teams in Italy. Yeah. And you know, he obviously played for Sheffield Wednesday, Celtic, West Ham. And, you know, I don't think he had a goal scoring ratio better than when he was at West Ham. And he obviously played the most games at West Ham, 115 maybe games for West Ham, and probably scored 45 goals. You know, the man was brilliant. He could play in midfield or up front. He's a legend. He'll always be a legend at West Ham. He's a manager now, I think, in Italy. So you never know. We might see him back here again one day.
I'll never forget,
if they allow it.
He was managing at Swindon. I used to live in Oxford, and he was manager of Swindon. Obviously, Swindon-Oxford's a big rivalry. And Oxford beat them, but Swindon were top of the league at the time. And Di Canio marched across the pitch with his Swindon scarf around his neck. He marched across the pitch to the Swindon fans. He was twirling his scarf around his head, getting them all singing. I mean, the Oxford fans were going absolutely mental. I think if they'd have got over the fence, they'd have wrung his neck. But he just loves it. He just loves. He's so passionate, and you know, you can't. It's difficult.
You obviously, and here's one for the youngsters, right? You obviously remember when he pushed the referee over.
Yeah.
And it was a dive, weren't it?
Oh, shit, without a shadow of doubt.
Yeah, it was a dive. I think they should look it up on YouTube, don't you? Paolo Di Canio pushing over referee. It's classic.
It's brilliant. In fact, what I might do is I might try and dig it out and stick it on the end of this interview, just for those that haven't seen it.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, because it is a beauty. I mean, the way, but the funnier bit than that is actually after that, Nigel Winterburn goes up to him, doesn't he, and says something, and Di Canio sort of just turns around to go for him, and Winterburn's like jumping out of the way.
Yeah. It's brilliant.
But that's not a bad side, to be fair. I'll give you that. That's a decent team.
Cheers, mate.
Liking that. So
nice
only one other thing left to do, and I know you've given me the game already, but just for the watching public. So I've asked you to choose a game for Guess v Knowledge this week. And which game have we gone for, Steve?
Oh, it's only one this weekend for me, mate. West Ham, Liverpool.
Shall we go for a live reaction?
Yeah.
We'll get a live reaction from Guess.
Go on then, yeah.
West Ham v Liverpool.
Liverpool's going to win.
Oh, and Liverpool's going to win.
Oh, all right.
He's just hung up.
See, is she the one who doesn't know much about football?
Yeah, but she's winning.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I can't say too much. She's 10-9 up.
Right,
Steve, mate, that's been, honestly, I've loved that. It's been brilliant. It's a proper good old school football chat, which is what, you know, I love having these, and this is why I'm going to keep doing them all the way through. Thank you so much for coming on. I know you were a little bit nervous about coming on, but honestly, you've been great. The people will love you. I absolutely guarantee it. And yeah, much appreciated. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for getting that shout out last week. You know, the subscribers have been, it's what makes it worthwhile at the end of the day. I'm not in it for any financial gain. I'm in it just to try and entertain people. And if people are entertained by what I do, then great. So really appreciate the leg up that you got us. And if you could talk your lad into coming on, then happy days.
Well, he'll watch this. He'll watch this, and hopefully, hopefully, you never know.
Jack, if you're watching, come and bring your five-a-side team on. See if it's better than your dad's. Steve, thank you so much, mate, and we'll head on back to the show.
Yeah, good luck, mate. Thanks for having me on.
No worries.
Canio has been sent off and has pushed down, slapped the referee. Utterly ridiculous.
So there we go. That was Steve. And did he dive? I think he did. I mean, Paolo gave him a little tiny nudge, but was it really enough to go down like that? I'm not so sure. Anyway, so thank you so much to Steve. Next week we're back with the Beat the First Man FA Cup, so we'll have the screen of 8 back next week, so we can see how many teams people have got left, and go from there. So quick tidy up of the lineal trophies. So the lineal European Cup, Borussia Mönchengladbach, they defended their trophy. A brilliant match. They beat Dortmund 4-2. So today they have a 4th defence of the title when they face a trip to Union Berlin. Not an easy one. So title on the line there for Mönchengladbach. The lineal UEFA Cup, well, the Bilbao Express, that keeps rolling on. They've had 2 defences of the trophy in a week. They hammered Getafe 5-1 on Monday. And then they faced a trip to Minno's Alcoyano in the Copa del Rey on Thursday night. At half-time, Alcoyano were winning 1-0. We thought we was going to have a major shock on our hands, and we're going to have a real minnow holding the lineal UEFA Cup, but they turned it round, and Inaki Williams scored with about 12 minutes to go to make sure that Bilbao retained the trophy. They will now attempt a 5th defence of the trophy. Nice easy one, off to the Nou Camp to face Barcelona. But they won't fear that, because they've already defended their title against Barcelona once, just the other week in the Spanish Super Cup. So let's see how that pans out. So, Uli Stilica. So, as always, the question is, how old? So, Uli Stilica. How old do you think he was when that photo was taken? Let me tell you, Uli Stilica, when that photo was taken, was 23. 23, not 33, 23. Unbelievable. So we'll be back with another one of those next week. I've got a belter lined up for you next week, and genuinely, when I read it, I was stunned, and had to do a bit of research to find out whether it was definitely right. But so last but not least, of course, Guess v Knowledge. Guess, aka the wife Tracy, she's leading my footballing knowledge and prowess, currently 10-9. Last week we both called it wrong with the Bristol City Millwall game to predict. We both predicted Millwall to win, I think. She might have put a draw, can't remember. Anyway, whatever, Bristol City won 3-0, and neither of us got any points. So this week, as you heard, Steve has chosen us West Ham v Liverpool for this week. And hang on, as promised, he's back. Alright Ted, what you doing here for this? This is Guess v Knowledge, this is nothing to do with you. Well, to be honest, I might as well do this, as you're rubbish. Ted, come on. Years I've been watching football. I've been unlucky so far. Things just haven't quite gone my way. It's 10-9. We've kept her interested in the game, so she's not got to. If I'd raced off into a 35-0 lead, I wouldn't have got results off her every week, would I? Don't give me that. You're losing, face it. Ted, you're American. You're from American movies. You're like NFL and baseball. What do you know about football? Look, West Ham v Liverpool, you say? Why not let me play for you this week? Hang on. So you want to be knowledge this week? Okay, well what? I've got nothing to lose, have I? You can choose my score. So you got the live reaction on zooming in of ooh. We had a bit of a nightmare in the fact that I forgot to ask her for a score until lastminute.com. But it's actually, she's gone a little bit more, instantaneous with that by doing that. So she's plumped for Liverpool to win 2-1. Not a bad call, to be fair, and one that was circulating in my head. But as you heard, it's not up to me today. So Ted, let's hear your footballing knowledge. This won't last very long. Well, West Ham are flying at the moment. My man Moyes is working wonders. And in Antonio, they've got a beast of a striker. Liverpool have got a fearsome front three. And on their day, they're ridiculous and they can tear any team apart. They're beginning to find their mojo after a bit of a sticky run, especially after beating Tottenham in the week. So, but I do trust West Ham are going to get a result, so I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Where did all that come from? How did you know all that? I'm not just some stupid teddy bear that lies on a bed all day and does nothing. I'm an intelligent film star. Ted, absolutely brilliant. Well, don't let me down. Have you seen how you've done? Yes, I have seen how I've done, but, don't let me down. I can't afford to fall any further behind. You've hardly covered yourself in glory. That's the point. Enough now, anyway. We'll see you next week. Bye, fans. That bear, honest to God, it'd be the death of me. So, anyway, that's it for another episode this week. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If this is your first time watching the show, this is what it's like every week. There's no serious football chat really on here. It's just a bit of banter, a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh, something to break up the days that we're having at the moment. 24 episodes in now, I can't believe it. It feels like we've done about 5, to be honest, but there we go. If this is your first time watching, please hit the like button, and if you enjoyed it, please subscribe. get involved in the comment section below. Write anything you want in the comment section below. I really want to do a bring it back next week. So this week, can you please, in your comments, one thing you'd like to bring back to football? So have a little think about it. Anything you like. You can get rid of VAR. You can bring back, I don't know, 1 sub instead of 5 sub. Anything you want. Just something that you'd like to see in the game that we haven't got at the moment. It can even be a bring it back that we haven't had before. So, you know, something that's not involved in football at the moment and you want to bring it back into the game even though it's not been in the game. We'll still squeeze it in. So fire them in there, but please give me that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn on your little ding-a-ling bell, and away we go. Everyone's good. Let's get this BTFM bus rolling. I want to get as many people on this bus by the end of the year as we can. You remember we targeted 500 at the start of the year. Thanks to Jack, we've got up to 667. I'd love to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. That is now the dream. So let's really push for it. Get the word out. The more people we get involved, the better. So, you know, please just join in as much as you can. As always, from me, from Ted, see you fans. Enjoy your week. Please stay safe, everyone, and see you next time.